Jwwilliams funeral directors have been proudly serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor and president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcers for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Ms. Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. The family of Mrs. Joe and Mitchell Woodson of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, formerly of Dooley County, Georgia. The family of Mr. Charlie Rufus Burton of Americus, Georgia. The family of Miss Monica Vanessa Porter Hatley of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. William Hardiman Sr. of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Mrs. Joanne Mitchell Woodson, age 83, of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, formerly of Dooley County, Georgia, died Thursday, August 22nd, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The graveside memorial service for Mrs. Joanne Mitchell Woodson was held Tuesday, September 17th, at the New Poplar Spring Baptist Church Cemetery in Byronville, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Johnny Dean, officiated. Survivors include her beloved goddaughter, Miss Loretta Jackson, and her husband, Sadara Jackson of Memphis, Tennessee, her godson, Mr. William P. Battle III, a beloved niece, Miss Ashley L. Dillard, and her husband, Mr. Sharon Dillard, her close friends and caregivers, Miss Vicki L. Fault, Mr. Herman Robinson, and Miss Laura Wicks, all of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A host of other relatives and many sorrowing friends survive Mrs. Joe Ann Mitchell Woodson, age 83, of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, formerly of Dooley County, Georgia. Mr. Charlie Rufus Burton, age 74, of 345 Albany Annex Road, Americus, Georgia, died at his residence on Sunday, September the 15th in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Charlie Rufus Burton, age 74, was held Saturday, September 21st, in the sanctuary of the Whole Truth International Ministries in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend George F. Montz Jr., officiated. The burial followed at the Staley Memorial Garden in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Darlene Burton of Americus, Georgia, his beloved daughters, Mrs. Teresa Mann and her husband, Sir James Mann, Miss Felicia Hurley, both of Americus, Georgia, a host of beloved and devoted grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, his beloved sister, Mrs. Rosa May Solomon of Americus, Georgia, a host of other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Charlie Rufus Burton, age 74, of 345 Albany Annex Road, Americus, Georgia. Miss Monica Vanessa Porter Hatley, age 50, of 1102 McClendon Court, Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, September 10th at Atrium Health Navison in Macon, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Monica Vanessa Porter Hatley, age 50, was held Saturday, September 21st, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, officiated. The burial followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted son, Mr. Sarabian Porter, and Mr. Marcus Hatley, both of Albany, Georgia. A beloved granddaughter, Miss Kylie S. Hatley, her loving sisters, Mr. Warner Porter and Miss Natasha Porter, both of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved brothers, Mr. Randolph Porter Jr. of Macon, Georgia, Mr. Benton Porter, and Mr. Samuel Churn and his wife, Mrs. Yolanda Churn, both of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved aunts and uncles, Mother Thelma Porter, Mother Marie Porter, Miss Geraldine West, Deacon Eddie Porter Jr., all of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. Booker T. Porter of Thomasville, Georgia. One brother-in-law, Mr. Keith Williams of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, many cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Monica Vanessa Porter Hatley, age 50, of 1102 McClendon Court, Cordele, Georgia. Mr. William Hardeman Sr., age 69, of 2116 South 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died at his residence on Monday, September the 16th in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. William Hardeman Sr., age 69, was held Saturday, September 21st, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Isaac H. Owens, pastor of the Mount Calvary Baptist Church, officiated. The burial followed at the Westview Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Sarah Hardiman of Cordele, Georgia, his beloved sons, Mr. Christopher Raines and his wife, Mrs. Natasha Raines of Hampton, Georgia, Mr. William Hardiman of Riverdale, Georgia, Mr. Richard Hardiman and his wife, Mrs. Erica Hardiman of Ellenwood, Georgia. 9 beloved grandchildren, Markel, Jalen, Alasia, Javian, Deshaun, Jemiah, Kaylin, Malaysia, and Tyson. His beloved sisters, Mrs. Erlyn Hardiman and Miss Elaine Hunter, both of Macon, Georgia. His beloved brothers, Deacon Charles Hardiman of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. Eugene Anderson of Newark, New Jersey. 1 beloved uncle, Mr. Otis Hardiman of Miami, Florida. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Mr. William Hardiman Sr., age 69, of 2116 South 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia. Again, the family of Mrs. Joanne Mitchell Woodson of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, formerly of Dooley County, Georgia. The family of Mr. Charlie Rufus Burton of Americus, Georgia. The family of Miss Monica Vanessa Porter Hatley of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. William Hardiman Sr. of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The J.W. Williams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Mrs. Ola May Mabel Lyles, age 71, of 113 North Village Drive, Americus, Georgia, died Wednesday, September 11th at the Phoebe Putnam Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Ms. Bernetta Mabel, Ms. Dorothy Mabel, and her companion, Mr. Danny Waters, and Ms. Betty Foster, all of Americus, Georgia. 10 beloved grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren, her loving sisters, Mrs. Willie Pearl Bateman and her husband, Sir Jesse Bateman, Ms. Georgia Johnson, Ms. Johnny Mae Lyles, Mrs. Patricia Bell and her husband, Sir David Bell, and Ms. Deborah Muntz and her husband, Mr. George Muntz, all of Americus, Georgia. Ms. Dorothy Hamilton and her husband, Sir James Hamilton, of Warner Robins, Georgia, and Mrs. Evelyn Asbury and her husband, Sir Jimmy Asbury, of Elville, Georgia. A beloved brother, Mr. Johnny Mabel, and his wife, Mrs. Patricia Mabel, of Americus, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survived Mrs. Ola Mabel Lyles, age 71, of 113 North Village Drive, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Ola Mabel Lyles, age 71, will be held today, Sunday, September 22nd, at 2 p.m. in the sanctuary of the Whole Truth International Ministries in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend George F. Muntz Jr., will officiate. The burial will follow at the Eastview Cemetery in Americus, Georgia. Mr. Herman Ray Palin, age 66, of 1506 East 16th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, September 10th, at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Miss Christina Palin, Miss Kimberly Palin, and Miss Chastity Palin, all of Edenton, North Carolina. 7 beloved grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild, a beloved sister, Miss Geraldine Leary of Edenton, North Carolina, a devoted niece, Miss Michonne Hall of Edenton, North Carolina, a host of other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Herman Ray Palin, age 66, of 1506 East 16th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The memorial service for Mr. Herman Ray Palin will be held Saturday, September 28th at 4 p.m. in his hometown of Edenton, North Carolina. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Diana are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Now for announcements. The Antioch Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia, 146th church anniversary will be observed today, Sunday, September 22nd, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Reverend William Lader will deliver the message. Dinner will be served. Deacon David Last is chairman of deacons. Minister Ricky Cladd is the pastor. The Big Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Unadilla 145th church anniversary will be observed today during the 11 o'clock worship hour. The Mount Air Baptist Church of Reverend John Day will be in charge of the service. Sister LaChana Whitehead, Church Secretary. Deacon Wilbur Whitehead Jr., Chairman of Deacons. Reverend Lucius Albritton Jr. is the pastor. The Friendship Baptist Church of Findlay, Georgia will sponsor a benefit gospel singing on Saturday, September 28th at 3 o'clock p.m. for Old Mount Zion Baptist Church, Hardshell Baptist Church on Highway 41, Unadilla. To help restore the structure, the Creek Boys of Unadilla will provide the music.
You're also invited to attend the annual Usher anniversary, which will be held on Sunday, October 13th at 11 o'clock a.m., along with regular worship service. Refreshments will be served. Deacon David Harrell, chairman of deacons. Reverend Joseph Atkins is the pastor. The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Byronville 23rd anniversary of Pastor Johnny Dean will be observed on Sunday, October 6th at 9:45 a.m. Pastor Gregory McClendon of Christ Chapel, Unadilla, will be the guest speaker. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Pastor Johnny Dean, pastor. The Macedonia Baptist Church is searching for a church musician. For more information, please contact Mrs. Mary L. Beal at 229-401-8308. 229-401-8308. Deacon Henry Bryan Jr. is chairman of deacons. Reverend Gregory Moy is the pastor. A call to prayer for all men ages 6 to 106 will be held Saturday, September 28th at 8 o'clock a.m. at Lake Blackshear Park. The speakers will be Pastor Lorenzo Mullins, Pastor Courtney Moore, and Deacon Darrell Rashad Dowdell. For more information, please call 229-942-4872. Again, that number is 229-942-4872. A call to prayer for all men ages 6 to 106, Saturday, September 28th at 8 o'clock a.m. at Lake Blackshear Park. The McAfee Grove Baptist Church of Leesburg invites everyone to worship with them family nights on Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m., small class study Thursdays at 7 p.m., Sunday morning worship at 9 o'clock a.m. Minister Tawanda Daniels, Secretary, Dr. Robert L. Morgan Sr. is the pastor. Mrs. Miranda Cladd, a certified American Heart Association BLS instructor, is offering initial certification and recertification in CPR, AED, or first aid training. For more information, please call Mrs. Cladd at 229-267-3229. 229-267-3229. Cornerstone Ministry, Church of God by Faith of Cordele, the Gathering of Sons of the House service will climax today, Sunday, September 22nd at 4 o'clock p.m. Reverend Nikita Lester, pastor of New William Grove Baptist Church, will be the speaker. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Elder James Patterson, pastor. The Jwwilliams Baptist Church male choir will observe its 12th anniversary this afternoon at 2 o'clock p.m. This afternoon at 2 o'clock p.m. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Deacon Jesse Quarterman, male choir president. Deacon Willie Smith, chairman of deacons. Dr. Dwayne Daniels is the pastor. The Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church Young Adult Ministry anniversary will be observed today. Reverend Nelson Maynard III will be the guest speaker. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Arthur L. Parker, chairman of deacons. Dr. Kenneth M. Williams is the pastor. The Spring Hill Baptist Church annual revival services will climax today with their homecoming service, which will be held today, Sunday, September 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Mother Lily Mathis, church mother. Deacon Eddie Byron is chairman of deacons. Reverend Shannon Salette is the pastor. The New St. Stephen's Church revival will begin on Thursday, September 26th and continue to Friday, September 27th at 7 o'clock p.m. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. The Cordial Lions Club yard sale in conjunction with the 100-mile peanut picking yard sale will be Saturday, October 12th from 7:30 a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. Vendor spots are available. For more information, please call Mr. Johnny Dennis at 229-322-8163. 229-322-8163. Little Blessings Daycare is taking applications for enrollment for ages 1 to 12. For more information, please contact Mrs. Charles C. Roundtree at 229-296-1218. 229-296-1218. Now open Right Choice DUI School, Warner Robins, is offering online and in-person classes. Weekday and weekend classes are also available. For more information, please call 478-210-6346. 478-210-6346. To climax their weekend of reunion activities, the class of 1972 will worship with the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today, Sunday, September 22nd. This comes from Sister Ella Perry. Everyone is cordially invited to worship at the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church during their Sunday morning services at 10 o'clock a.m., prayer Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 o'clock noon, Bible studies held each Wednesday at 5 o'clock p.m. Deacon Jwwilliams, chairman of deacons. Dr. Dan James III is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them at 10:30 a.m. this morning during their worship service. Mother Mary Butler, church mother. Deacon Johnny Wilson, chairman of deacons. Reverend Cecil Strawler is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church invites you to worship with them each Sunday for Sunday school at 9:15 a.m., worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Face covering is required. The Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church invites you to worship with them today during their worship service at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon's church mother. Deacon Zachary Fields, chairman of deacons. Reverend Joseph Hagenbrook is the pastor. Everyone is cordially invited to worship at the beautiful Zion Baptist Church. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Mother Donna Mae Childs, church mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today. Sunday school at 9:45 a.m. Worship service at 10:45 a.m. Deacon Leon Spears, chairman of deacons. Reverend Isaac Owens is the pastor. As we continue with our information in reference to our voters registration, we would like to remind all of our citizens of Cordele and Crisp County that there will be a voters registration and check your registration event on Wednesday, September 25th at 6 o'clock p.m. This event will be held at the Democratic headquarters here in Cordele on 9th Avenue. This event will begin at 6 o'clock p.m. and we're encouraging all those who have not registered to vote to please come take this opportunity to vote. The last day for you to submit your voters registration is coming up, and that is going to be on October the 7th. So we're encouraging those who are not registered to come out and get registered at this time. We'd also like to remind you that the yard signs that we have to be distributed in the community will be given out at this time. We have a limited number, so we'll be giving those out at first come. So please come by the Democratic headquarters on Wednesday, September 25th at 6 o'clock p.m. if you would like to get your yard signs, as well as to check your voters registration and to get registered to vote if you are not registered. Remember, if you are 17 and a half years of age, you are eligible to register to vote at this time. So please take advantage of this. And we also would just like to remind you that the upcoming mail absentee ballot for the primary election will be October the 7th also. This concludes our announcements for this morning.
And now for dedication. Our first selection is dedicated to the following: 11 Mrs. Ella Dixon. Dedication requested by the Dixon family. In loving memory of Mr. S.T. Napper Sr., who would have celebrated his birthday September 18th, dedication requested by his beloved daughter and son-in-law, Mrs. Brenda and Mr. Richard Crawls, and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Deacon Benjamin Miles, who would have celebrated his birthday September 18th, dedication requested by the Miles family. Precious memory lingers still. In loving memory of Miss Estella Jones Bowles, who would have celebrated her birthday September 19th, dedication requested by Mr. Dewey, Mr. Robert Jones, and Miss Dorothy Rose Jones. Precious memory lingers still. In loving memory of Dr. Erskine R. Weaver, who departed this life September 19, 2017, dedication requested by the Weaver family, gone but not forgotten. A loving member, Miss Demetrius Ramsey, who departed this life September 20th, 2018. Dedication requested by the Ramsey, Fletcher, Green, Hollerbrook, and Williams family. Gone, but not forgotten. A loving member, Mr. Leotis Anderson, who would have celebrated his birthday September 21st and departed this life September 30th, 2003. Dedication requested by the Anderson family. Gone, but not forgotten. A loving member, Mrs. Cynthia Horn, who would have celebrated her birthday September 23rd. Dedication requested by the Horn family. Gone, but not forgotten. A loving member, Mrs. Melba Bennett, who departed this life September 23rd, 2015. Dedication requested by the Bennett and Everett family. Gone, but not forgotten. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Happy 35th anniversary to Mr. Purnell and Miss Jessie Laitler, who celebrate their anniversary today, Sunday, September 22nd. Dedication requested by the Collier and Laitler family. God continue to bless your union and keep it strong. Happy 35th anniversary to Mr. Purnell and Miss Jessie Laitler on today, September 23rd. Our first selection this morning goes out to the following. It's on a very special happy birthday wish. Happy 99th birthday to retired City Cordial Commissioner, Mr. A.J. Rivers, who celebrated his birthday with a drive-by celebration on Wednesday, September 18th. Dedication requested by his beloved wife, Mother Vera Rivers, his children, and the entire Rivers family. Happy birthday to Cordial past Commissioner, Mr. A.J. Rivers. Happy 99th birthday. God continue to bless you. Mr. Rivers, God bless you. Happy birthday to Mrs. Brenda Napa Cross, who celebrated her birthday Thursday, September 19th. Dedication comes from her husband, Mr. Richard Cross, and the entire family. Happy birthday, Brenda, and many, many more. Happy birthday to Miss Letitia Bivens, who celebrated her birthday Saturday, September 21st, and also happy 79th birthday to Miss Verdale Butts, who will celebrate her birthday Tuesday, September 23rd. Dedication requested by their family. And happy birthday to little Christiana Jones, who is celebrating her birthday today, Sunday, September 22nd. Dedication requested by the Jones family. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Deacon James Smith and family, Deacon George Jordan and family, Vienna, Georgia, his son, Deacon Jerome Jordan and family, Deacon James and Dr. Elizabeth Maddox and family, Mother Eddie Graper and family, Deacon and Mrs. Jimmy Fagan and family, Miss Gail Grant and family, Miss Lucy Fagan and family, Elder and Mrs. Randy West and family, Bishop and Mrs. Arthur West and family, Overseer Annie and Elder Leroy Reynolds and family, Vienna, Georgia, the Reverend Willie E. Lockett and Sister Helen Lockett of Albany, Georgia, Pastor the Greer Pines Chapel Baptist Church of Albany, Georgia, Miss William A. Crapp and family, Mrs. Irma Tyson and family, Deacon Emery Wright and family of Albany, Lee County, Georgia, the entire Wright, Perry, and Jones family, Deacon Frank Mays and family, and Sister Gloria Mays, and the entire Mays family, and the members of the Mount Abel Baptist Church of Lee County, Georgia, Deacon and Mrs. Lawrence Williams and family, Mother Mamie Robinson and family, Deacon Kelvin and Sister Rosemary Jones and family, Mother Eileen Payne and family, Deacon Johnny and Sister Vera Perry and family of Vienna, Georgia, Mother Mary Benjamin and family, Deacon Eddie Byram and family, and the entire Byram family, and the members of the Spring Hill Baptist Church, Deacon Roger Westbrook and family, Mrs. Ethel Perry and family, Vienna, Georgia, Deacon and Mrs. J.C. Patrick Jr. and family, Mother Willie Mae Leary and family of Hatley, Georgia, and the entire Carter family of Hatley, Georgia. Deaconess Martha A. Cross and family, Mr. Silence and Mrs. Dorothy Didell and family, and the members of the Big Bethel Baptist Church of DeSoto, Georgia. Miss Janice Bush and family, the Oliver family, the Leggett family, Mrs. Jackie Lattimore and family, Miss Vivian Daniels and family, Mrs. Mary Frances Davis and family, Miss Shalonda Donaldson and family, Mr. Justin Colbert Jr. and family, Miss Lavella Fields and family, Miss Gwen Gaston and family, Mrs. Mashonda Holmes and family, Miss Burl Patrick and family, Mother Willie McGill and family, Miss Mary Taylor and family, Miss Rashida Field and family, Miss Debbie Cross and family, Mrs. Tommy Glenn and family, the entire Glenn family, Miss Teresa Stubbins and family, Miss Norma Solomon and family, Mrs. Angela Solomon and family, the Reverend Woody, Sister Patricia Barnum and family, and the members of the St. King Baptist Church, Miss Mary Applin and family, Judge Gail Sims and family, Miss Thelma Harper and family, Miss Edna Clay and family, Miss Keith Muntz and family of Americas, Georgia, Miss Eddie Mae Cooks and family, Mother Pearl Reed and family, Bishop Maggie Washington and family, Elder Gardner and Mrs. Brula Morgan and family, Pastor Ola Lofton and family of Araby, Georgia, Miss Gail Chanel and family, Mother Adeline Lofton, Church Mother of the Little Rock Baptist Church of Araby, Georgia, Miss Juanita Montford and family, Miss Katrina Jones and family, Miss Nancy Butler and family, Mr. and Mrs. A.B. Levant and family. The Dennis family, Miss Sidney Ruff and family, Miss Costello Levant and family, Mrs. Annette Ruff and family, Mrs. Quinette Ruff and family, Miss Valerie Carter and family, Miss Barbara Roberts and family, Mr. Anthony Williams and family, Mr. Sean Hutchins and family, Mrs. Annette Stembridge and family, Miss Selma Jackson and family, the Redden family, the Lofton and Epps family, the Rogers family, Mr. Charles and Miss Vivian Daniels and family, Mr. F.D. Lawton and family, Miss Lois Reynolds and family, Miss Claudette Armstrong and family, the Christopher family, the Mobley family, Mother Jessie Kate Harmon and family, Mother Mary Henderson and family, Deaconess Dorothy Westbrook and family, Commissioner Vesta Bill Shepherd and the entire Bill family, Chris County Coroner Ricky Dawson and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Nelson Maynard and family, Reverend Fred and Sister Jackie Brown and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Jeff Wilson and the members of the Odom Grove Baptist Church, Deacon and Mrs. Frank Brown and family, Deacon George Lawrence and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Joseph Hollowbrook and family, and the members of the Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church, Deacon Leroy and Mrs. Diane Thomas and family, Miss Monica Westbrook and family, the Reverend Artist and Miss LaShawn Westbrook and family, Deacon Charlie, Deacon and Mrs. Charlie Westbrook and family, Mr. Donald and Mrs. Ruby Daniels and family. Our first selection this morning goes out to the Talbot family, Deacon and Mrs. John Stubbs and family, Deacon and Mrs. Donald Talbot and family, and Mrs. Juanita Mathis Talbot and the entire Talbot family this morning. Our first selection for this morning. next selection this morning is dedicated to the following: Miss Martha Clay and family, Deacon and Mrs. John Eddie Wiggins and family, Miss Geraldine Johnson and family, Deacon William and Sister Robin Durham and family of Albany and Cordele, Georgia, Mr. and Mrs. Sandy Hill and family, Mr. and Mrs. Paul Johnson and family, Mr. and Mrs. Ernest Reese and family, Deacon Eddie Porter Jr. and family, Mr. Denise Denard and family, Mr. and Mrs. Melvin Jones and family, Mr. Lionel Walker and family, Mrs. Geraldine Harvey and family, Mrs. Carolyn Jackson and family, Pastor and Elder Billy Sanford and family, Deacon Mrs. Alfred Hoggebrook and family, the Foster family, the Gamble family, Mr. and Mrs. Buford Royal Jr. and family, Mr. and Mrs. Alvin Shorter and families, Dora Taylor and family, Mr. Warner Leonard and family, Ms. Jacqueline Leonard and family, Mr. Robert Lee McLeod and family, Mrs. Dorothy Lucas and family, Mrs. Barbara Lane and family, Mr. Charles McLeod and family, Ms. Nettie Bush and family, Mr. and Mrs. Alvin Beal and family, Deaconess Connie James and family, Mother Minnie Fletcher and families, Ruby Felton and family, Brother and Mrs. James Leon Hughes and the members of the Church of Christ at Hilltop, Ms. Charlie Butts and family, Ms. Linda Askew and family, Ms. Janice Mumford and family, Mrs. Dorothy King, mother and daughter, Miss Fanny Royal and family, Mr. and Mrs. Eugene Ford and family, Miss Johnny Campbell and family, the Spears family of Cordele and Turner County, Mrs. Aletha Askew, church clerk and trustee of the New Oak Grove Baptist Church, the Reverend and Mrs. Dion Jones and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Charles Perry Jr. and family, Deacon and Mrs. Rodney Teal and family, Dr. and Mrs. Henry Young and family, Mrs. Ida Ruth Bryan and family, Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Outlaw and family, Mr. and Mrs. Jerry Lester and family, the King family, Deacon Michael Holden family, Miss Vivian Telfair and family, Mrs. Lucius Bagley and family, the Haywood Hopper family, the Venable family, the Reverend and Mrs. Douglas Parham and family, Miss Cynthia White and family, Mr. Ernest Kears and family, Mrs. Betty Dodson and family, Miss Sarah Henderson and family, Mr. Terrell Wilson and family, Mr. Herman Neely and family of Ashburn, Georgia, Dr. Eutha D. Dydale and family, Miss Mary Kenton and family, Miss Betty Wallace and family, Miss Serena Williams and family, Mrs. Marion Street and family, Mrs. Curtis Ezel, Miss BJ and the staff of BJ's Diner, Miss Ruby Jones and family, Mr. and Mrs. Roosevelt Williams and family, Mr. Anthony West and family, Mrs. Willie Ruth Jones and family, Deacon Greg and Sister Brenda Frederick and family, Miss Isaiah Carter and family, Mr. Benny Hamilton and family, Mrs. Dan Colson and family, Mrs. Valerie Royal and family, Miss Geraldine Perry and family, Dr. Ruby Jackson and family, the family of the late Reverend Grover Mathis of Turner County, Miss Juanita Lewis and family, Mr. Michael Lane and family, Mr. and Mrs. Governor Arnold and family, Deacon and Mrs. Garrett Parham and family, Miss Johnny Bell and family, Mother Mary Hall and family, the entire Hall and Fish family, Miss Bessie Slade and family, Miss Regina Bryan and family, Miss Brenda Dent and family, Miss Clorinda Hicks and family, Mr. Earl Passmore and family, Mr. and Mrs. Willie B. Barnes and family, Vienna, Georgia, Mr. Larry Passmore and family, Mr. Louis Harriel Sr. and family, Mrs. Yvette Sanders and family, Mr. Alvin Jones, Miss Rosa Rice and family, Deacon and Mrs. Grandin Ridley and family, Mr. Henry Wheeler and family, Mr. Ricky Smith and family, Mrs. Daphne Askew and family, Mrs. Minnie L. Passmore and family, Mrs. W. J. Billingsley and family of Unadilla, Georgia, Miss Stephanie Westbrook and family, Miss Cherie Royal and family, Mr. Willie James Young and family, Mrs. Shirley Washington and family, Mr. and Mrs. Michael D. Bruce and family, Miss Mary Oldesby and family, Mr. and Mrs. Carl Westbury and family, Miss Carletta Leonard and family, Mr. and Mrs. Franklin Jordan and family, Mrs. Dorothy Nadine Young and family, Rosella Leggett and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Layfield Buckholtz and family, Miss Jackie Wheeler and family, Mr. Kevin Whitfield and family, Mr. Alton K. Brown and family, Ms. Rhonda Lester and family, Ms. Carolyn Ford and family, Ms. Christine Kitchen and family, Ms. Anita Leary and family, Mr. Ira Robinson and family, Mr. Steve Jackson III and family, Mr. and Mrs. Olan